Guys, I welcome you live on SVTV Africa. My name is DJ Nyame. If you just chance on our channel, this is the voice of the community. We bring you interesting stuff on our shows. Today, I'm going straight to U.S.A. I'm going to have a chat with lawyer AK Poku. We are going to talk about immigration matters. She's in U.S. And so today I have her on my show, so I need to ask her one or two questions. I told you guys some time ago that I'll be bringing her, but she's too busy. Sometimes you get her, sometimes Charlie. At this time, I have her here, so we'll be talking about immigration matters, and the U.S. visa lottery too is going on. I'll ask her some few questions and other matters. So if you just chance on our channel, my name is DJ Nyame. Let's go straight to have a chat. Subscribe, tell your friends about SVTV Africa. If you want to come on my show, if you're outside Ghana, you can still come on my show. We can do it via video call. My numbers are on the screen: 0244790902 or 0240677898. Just WhatsApp me. Don't call, WhatsApp me or send me a voice note. I'll respond. Simple as that. Lawyer, I welcome you live on SVTV Africa. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice one. I'm also good. Are you looking so sweet, Miss?
DJ, that's it. Thank you.
How is business and how is America?
Business is good. America is good.
Okay, so lawyer, quick one. Since America is fine, Ghana too, everything is fine here. Let's just go straight about the U.S. visa lottery. Can you tell us a little about it? I know the people are kind of like submitting and all that. Can you tell? Is there any strategy or something one must do to win?
Okay.
Since you are an immigration expert.
Okay, so every year the U.S. Department of State, they regulate a program known as the DV visa lottery. And the DV visa lottery, according to the Immigration and Nationality Act, by statute, the U.S. wants to give out 55,000 visas. And the reason it's called a diversity visa lottery is because the countries that qualify normally should have a low rate of immigration to the U.S. So the U.S. government will do a tally, and within the last 5 years, if, let's say, for example, Nigeria, the number of visas or people who have come from Nigeria to the U.S., if they are less than 50,000 people or 50,000 visas, then you're going to partake in the visa lottery, because the point is they want a rich pool of immigrants within the U.S. So the diversity visa lottery, as the name implies, means that they want people from different backgrounds and cultures. So, for example, Ghana partakes in the visa lottery each year. We are eligible this year. Nigeria, for example, will not be partaking in this year's visa lottery because they already have so many immigrants coming to the U.S. each year. So they are disqualified. China is disqualified. So there are two eligibility criteria to partake in the visa lottery. You must come from a country. You must be a native of a country which has a low rate of immigration to the U.S., as I've stated. And then secondly, you must also qualify either through education or work experience. Okay. So once you have, you qualify under those two grounds, then you can partake in the visa lottery, and you stand a chance. It's just like, a hat with different names in it, and then they draw out the names, randomized selection through a computer. And then if you are selected, you stand a chance of obtaining a green card and immigrating to the U.S., to live your American dream.
Which people are not qualified to submit or to try this thing?
Okay, so first of all, people who are natives of countries that do not qualify cannot submit entries. Okay, so every applicant, every person who's trying to partake in the visa lottery must be charged to a country, and you must be charged to an eligible country. And so, for example, if you're from China, you don't qualify. If you're from Bangladesh, currently you don't qualify. You have to be able to prove that, number one, you are from a country that qualifies, and then number two, you have the educational experience. So your minimum qualification must be a high school certificate, or alternatively 12 years of formal elementary training, like formal education. On the other hand, you must either have the educational experience or you have the work experience. And with the work experience, you should have at least 2 years of qualifying work experience. And so 2 years qualifying work experience in a field, you have 2 years within the last 5 years in a qualifying occupation. Normally, it's an occupation that has an SVP range of 7.0 or higher. There are some professions that don't qualify, you see. So, for example, if you're a hairdresser, I believe the SVP range is about 6.0. So you do not qualify for the visa lottery if you don't have a high school certificate. If you're trying to come under the work experience qualification. If you are a lawyer, your SVP range is 8.0, medical doctor 8.0. So if you are using the work experience qualification, the Department of Labor, the US Department of Labor, they've done, they have all types of professions in the world. You have to check what type of, qualifying work experience you are using, and then you check the SVP range and then make sure that you're eligible before you apply. Again, the theory or the mindset or the intent of Congress is that the people that are going to be winning the visa lottery, they want them to come to the US and be able to adapt to the economic life here. They want them to be able to find jobs easily. And so if you don't have a certain type of work experience or minimum education, you will find it hard to kind of fit in. So that's why those hurdles are put in place. And one other thing is that if you do not qualify, you should make sure that you don't play the lottery. Don't participate, because with the visa lottery, there are 6 regions. The world has been divided for the purposes of the visa lottery into 6 geographic regions. We have Africa number 1, Asia number 2, Europe number 3, then North America, then Oceania, and then we have South America. So each region will normally not get more than a number of the visas that are available. Each region has allotted a number of these 50,000. So it's normally 55,000 visas, but 5,000 for NACARA. So 50,000 essentially for the visa lottery. Each region will not get more than a certain number. And so if, for example, the people in Africa, at the end of the lottery, let's say 100 people in Ghana are selected and 50 people don't qualify, then they've messed up the chance of the people who could have actually won the lottery if they qualify. So if you don't qualify, it's best not to actually apply, because you reduce the chances of the people in your region.
Oh, okay. So people need to know this before they go ahead to fill this thing, because they say, oh, Charlie, they say US visa lottery is in, let's go and fill. But if you know very well that you are not qualified, please, as a lawyer has said, don't even go close. If you don't have any certificate or you don't have any working experience, right?
Yeah, in a qualifying field. And also, so they've done it in such a way that no country will have more than 7.5% of the visas at the end of the day. So if you have, let's say 7% from Ghana and 5% don't qualify, then that's not good, because at the end of the visa lottery, they're going to, so normally each year they have about 20 million, 19 million people around the world that apply for the visa lottery. And then when the randomized selection happens, they select 100,000 approximately. Out of 20 million people or 19 million people, they select about 100,000 winners. And out of those 100,000 winners, then they cut it down to about 55,000 people who are actually going to be granted a visa. So if, let's say out of the 100,000 winners, 20,000 don't qualify, that's not good. So they have to give the chance to the people who actually qualify to be able to partake.
Okay, let's say I take part in this visa lottery, and I want to know if maybe I don't win. Is my name going to be in their system? Talking about when maybe in future I want to apply for US visa, maybe I need to go to their embassy and all that. I want to know if my name will be in their system, that this man has applied for visa lottery before, he didn't get it.
Yes, that's a good question. So the diversity visa lottery is categorized as an immigrant type of visa. So we have 2 general types of visas to come into the US. We have the non-immigrant visa, which means that you're coming to the US for a temporary purpose. You have a residence abroad that you do not intend to abandon. And at the end of your trip in the US, you're going back to your country, your home country. So that's the non-immigrant. And on the other hand, we have the immigrant type of visa. Now, the DV lottery is an immigrant type of visa, which means that you are packing your bag and baggage and telling your home country bye-bye, and you're coming to make the US your home. Okay, so normally, if you apply for the visa lottery, the rules specifically state that, you are allowed to apply for the visa lottery, and then also later on, if you don't win, apply for a non-immigrant visa. You see, the fact that somebody applies for an immigrant visa or partakes in the visa lottery does not mean that they cannot subsequently or after the fact apply for a non-immigrant visa. But DJ, I'll tell you what, I've actually read sworn statements from people at the border. So when you are coming, each time you are coming into the United States, there's a group of people at the airport you will meet. They are known as the CBP, the Custom and Border Protection of the US. They are there to make sure that, you're not bringing cocaine, you're not bringing contraband goods, you're not bringing a bomb. They just want to make sure there's order and security at the port of entry. So it's known as a port of entry. So when you're coming in, they'll stop you, they'll question you, they'll take your biometrics. And when you are put into secondary inspection, it means trouble may be coming, right? So sometimes you have people that come in and then maybe they are pregnant. They come in on a B2 visa, which is fine. But birth tourism is explicitly disallowed by US immigration laws, meaning you cannot come in as a B2 visitor solely for the purpose of obtaining US citizenship for your child, or coming in to become a burden on the US taxpayer through Medicaid. Because, when people come and deliver, normally they are not able to afford, especially those, on B2 visas, they are not able to afford. So it goes back to the US taxpayer. So sometimes when you come through the port of entry and then they suspect that, okay, this person may be pregnant, they'll put in something known as secondary inspection. And when you go there, they'll question you, they can take your phones, all your electronic devices, and they have the right to search everything, your WhatsApps. And so I've had the privilege of reading multiple of these. So when they are questioning you, they record everything and they put it in a sworn statement, and then they can give you that. In one case I recently handled, I remember that the guy was from Ghana and he was coming in on a visitor's visa. And then they suspected him of not trying to go back to Ghana at the end of his trip. And then the guy said, no, he intends to go back to Ghana. And then the officer put it to him that I put it to you, you have actually applied for the visa lottery more than 8 times. I saw it right there. So they have all these records. And so at that point, it speaks to your intent of trying to come and live in the US. Because if you've applied for the visa lottery 8 times, then it might be difficult to make a case that, if you're not going to be, well, I was just trying out my luck. So this is not to say that if you apply for the visa lottery and you don't win, you cannot apply for a visitor's visa or a temporary visa. You can. But just note that they have those records. And so if you are asked, you should be able to speak the truth that yes. Because the thing is, before they ask you, they already have all the records. So, applying for the visa lottery should not stop you from being eligible later on for another category of visa.
Wow. Aside that, is there any strategy or is just try your luck? There's no shortcut, eh?
Yes, to be honest, there's no shortcut. As I said, it's a random.
Some people, the reason I'm asking, some people will say, okay, I can fill it for you. I'm outside Ghana, send your details for me. I can do it for you. Maybe I'm asking that because if maybe that one will help with the IP address and all that, maybe that one will help. If someone fills for you, maybe the person is in Australia or Canada, maybe those who are in Canada will not apply for this. So maybe chances there. That's what I'm asking you.
That's actually a very good question and an interesting theory. So the truth of the matter, as I mentioned, is that when the visa lottery program opens up, people can submit electronic entries. So if you are number 1 who submits an electronic entry, you are listed as number 1, then number 2, then number 3. They list them up to whatever, 20 million people, 25 million people. And then when there's when the draw is supposed to occur, as I said, it's a computerized, randomized selection. So, of course, these are all robotics and AI learning. So it's possible that the computer going to do the randomized selection has been fed with some sort of data to determine how they should make the selection. I'm not aware of that. So it's an important, it could be a plausible theory because Canada is actually disqualified from the DV lottery 2024. So it could be that if you are applying from there,
So I guess use Canada or Australia as an example.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It could be, to be honest, because I've got a lot of concerns about people who are actually trying to send their entries and they're based in Africa and they keep telling me they get errors because there's just millions of people trying to apply from Africa. If you look at the visa lottery statistics, the highest numbers of people are from Africa, and I share this on my social media platform. Around the world, Ghana is always the highest in American visa lottery. We have the highest numbers around the world. For example, a country like the Bahamas, at a point in time, they just had one winner. You see, so you can see that the pressure is not there. Even in Europe, some of the countries, there's not much pressure, but there's a lot of pressure concentrated in Ghana, Ethiopia, Uzbekistan, some of these key countries where there are so many people trying to apply. So I mean, people can try these theories. Maybe if you're in Australia and you apply, possibly, who knows? That will be hard to verify.
Okay, nice for a lawyer. Enough about U.S. visa lottery. Let's go to other topics.
Running errands in Ghana? Don't worry anymore. Sumafo is a mobile app that enables you to run errands in Ghana in a safe, affordable, and fast way. Our services are caring and assistance services. We'll visit your elderly relatives and connect them to needed health care. Errand services will buy and send groceries, birthday cakes, supplies to homes, offices, and schools. Confirmation services will provide third-party confirmation video for contractors' work, and personal representation services will represent you at functions such as funerals and marriages. Download the Sumafo app on Google and iOS stores and enjoy the convenience of running errands in Ghana at your fingertips. Sumafo, send your love home.
Welcome to Second Generation IT Group. Hello, my name is Ferdinand Asamoah, Director of Second Generation IT Group. We've been in business for the past 5 years, and we have a lot of clients who have come through the school and they're doing pretty well. We offer 18 weeks of cyber course, which runs for every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And people ask, why Second Generation IT Group? Yeah, we offer different courses in cyber. Cyber is kind of big, so we offer risk management, we offer FISCOM, we offer cloud computing, we offer pen testing, and we also offer Splunk. Courses are offered virtually. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can just join the course without any. It's very convenient for everybody. You can reach us on our social media. You can reach us on Facebook, you can reach us on Instagram, and you can also reach us on our website, which is secondgenerationitgroup LLC.com, the company that provides beyond excellence.